Flash floods are a natural phenomenon that wait for no one, whether you're prepared to face them or not. For the people in this video, that is a fact that they learned firsthand. From a powerful debris flow inundating a culvert pipe to an Indonesian market caught in a severe storm, here are 5 scary flash floods that were caught on camera. New Mexico is a state where floods can happen at any time during the year, but they become a real threat between the months of May and August. This is when the most intense thunderstorms occur and typically dump loads of water in a short period of time. On July 7, 2013, a group of friends returning to the small town of Cimarron noticed that many parts of the road were flooded. Capitalizing on the opportunity, they decided to try and get ahead of the floodwaters to see it for themselves. Once they found it, they kept their distance and watched as a large debris flow made its way towards a small culvert pipe in the road.
I'm kind of nervous standing out here in the bottom of this gully.
No, that's cool.
A bunch of water.
No, that's cool.
No, it's a bunch of sticks, right?
And trees.
You know, this gully's like 100 feet wide, right?
No, that's cool. Straight in the culvert. Nailed it.
It didn't take long for the floodwaters to overwhelm the pipe and begin to flow over the road. A few hours later, the water began to subside and things returned to normal. Floods in rural areas can be truly disastrous for local communities, destroying farmers' crops, the homes of different species of animals, and the flora on which all living things on this planet depend. Thankfully, this flood was more of an incredible sight than a threat to those filming. Heavy rainfall, combined with a lack of infrastructure to prevent its consequences, make Indonesia one of the most flood-prone countries in the world. Add to this other influencing factors, such as clogged sewage pipes and waterways that supply the population, along with local deforestation, and you have a formula for disaster like the one that struck this market. On March 12, 2020, severe flash floods hit a market in the West Sumatra province of Indonesia, destroying stores and establishments and clogging bridges in the process. Local residents could only watch as the raging flood swept through the streets, damaging property in the process. After this flood, locals reported that all of this occurred after just 30 minutes of heavy rainfall. This just goes to show how prone this area is to flooding. If all it took was 30 minutes of rain to lead to a flood of this magnitude. While it surely took residents some time to rebuild, from what we can tell, it thankfully doesn't seem like anybody lost their life in this terrifying flash flood. There are few regions on this planet that face such extreme weather conditions as India. From subsidence and landslides to severe droughts and torrential rains, living in this country represents a daily challenge for its inhabitants. On July 30th, one such torrential rainstorm affected the Indian town of Guti, located in the Anantapur district of Andhra Pradesh, and nearly took the lives of 2 passengers in this car. When the flash flood overflowed the road, a man managed to film the miraculous escape of a duo identified as Rakesh and Yusuf, who were on their way from Kadapa to Bijapur in their Toyota Etios. The 2 men decided to drive across the flooded-out road, but their small car was no match for the flood and was soon pushed into the nearby body of water. Thankfully, with the help of locals nearby, both men soon escaped uninjured.
అనవసరం కదా పోవడం వాడు ఆ లోతున్నాడు ఎక్కువ.
Road floods are much more dangerous than they appear at first glance and should be avoided at all costs. According to various reports, more than half of all drownings during floods happen when a person enters dangerous waters. Being trapped in your vehicle during a flood is one of the worst experiences you could have in a terrifying moment like this. While the men did lose their car, they were lucky to escape with their lives. India is a country that is at constant risk of flooding. Between high temperatures melting the snow in the Himalayas and the heavy rain that comes with monsoon season, many that live here have grown fearful of becoming victims to powerful floods such as this one experienced nearly a year ago. It was February 7th, 2021, when brothers Ashish Singh Rana and Puram Singh Rana of Raini village in Uttarakhand witnessed a massive flood that devastated the area after a glacier burst high in the nearby mountains. The resulting torrent of water actually destroyed a dam, leading to further flooding. The people in this video were lucky enough to be situated high on a mountainside where they were not at risk. Watch as the water comes washing down the canyon, destroying anything in its path.
Oh bhai, oh bhai, oh my God! Oh beta!
While it is believed nobody was injured in this video, as the flood continued further downstream, it came in contact with a more populated area, and it's here where casualties were confirmed. Dams exist precisely to avoid this type of situation. They are large hydraulic structures of immense dimensions, which seek to store or retain water for consumption and the creation of hydroelectric power. Since many communities around the world are located on flat land near rivers, dams also serve to control flooding and prevent mountain water from overflowing rivers and devastating nature and civilized areas. However, there is a limit to how much water a dam can hold. No matter how high its walls are built, if it is faced with a glacial burst like the one in this video, there's no telling if it'll be able to stand up to the force. Like many other natural disasters that plague our planet, landslides are a very serious and recurring problem in the Philippines. It is a mountainous region that experiences frequent earthquakes and heavy rains, making the terrain highly susceptible to landslides. As the population of the Philippines grows, local communities are every day beginning to settle in regions that are unfit for habitation. It was October 21st, 2020 in Cotabato City, Maguindanao, when a furious flash flood advanced on an unsuspecting village below. A few locals had the courage to capture the moment for themselves, nearly being swept away in the process.
Ay, pasang kusugagang. Grabe mga troso. Hala. Hala. Kau daplin mo daw, Kol, daplin mo, Kol. Daplin mo tanan. Daplin. Kol, hawak daw, hawak. Mutakat daw. Bata loy, loy. Mga bata loy. Daplin mo. Bata. Grabing troso. Bantay ang kulungan.
In the aftermath of the storm Saudal, the consequences of the floods and landslides not only affected this small community, but hit 23 provinces, dragging rocks and large logs from the mountain in the process. The people in this video were smart to run away before the debris flow got too close, and therefore escaped unharmed. Just in the United States alone, landslides are responsible for between 25 and 50 deaths every year. They are one of the most unexpected natural disasters on the planet. In addition to their direct consequences, they are also able to cut power to large areas and block roads, disrupting travel and the supply chain. Truth be told, there isn't really any great way to prevent landslides. This is especially true in countries where, thanks to the landscape, they are so common. Water is something that we all rely on so heavily to survive, but that can also turn deadly in an instant. Thankfully for the people in this video, they all survived uninjured. For others, though, they aren't always that lucky. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more just like it, be sure to click the link on screen now. With that, thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in next time.